is going on, everybody? Welcome in to the North End Podcast, episode 315. My name is Zach Graham, your host here in the North End, joined, as always, by my good buddy. He's on record as my best friend. His name is Ian Michaud, and we call him E. Sitting here on a Sunday, beautiful Austin, Texas, preseason number 2 underway, World Cup group stage in the rearview mirror. How you feeling, my friend?
I am doing well, my friend. Been enjoying the Cup so much. It's just been a blast watching great soccer, seeing so many good games, seeing so many cool players, guys I never would have known existed, just out there hooping, as they say in the basketball space there. Yeah, dude, I'm great, man. I'm excited for a little nonsense today. I think I got some fun activities here, some interesting activities, but I'm looking forward to it, man.
But it's the Player Haters Ball 2026 here on episode 315. So we will talk about what that means as we get into the episode here today. But before we get into episode 315 of the North End Podcast, just want to remind you all, as we always do, you can support the show financially for free just by downloading the audio versions of our episodes wherever you get your podcasts. You can toggle on auto downloads. That'll support us in that fashion going forward, and you won't have to think about it again. You want to go the extra mile, rate and review the show wherever you get your podcasts. And, of course, if you are watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button to our channel. It does help us grow the show. You can also hit the notification bell to know when a live stream pops up or a new episode goes live. And, of course, here on episode 315, hit the thumbs up, like the video. Help us battle the YouTube algorithm overlords. Atone for your sins. Wash yourselves clean in the waters of the North End. So, we will once again this week begin with a Los Verdes watch party, And if you are watching on the YouTube and you say, hey, that graphic looks almost exactly like the one you looked at on last week's episode, that's because it is. We're running it back here, the midweek watch party, of course, for anybody who was interested in going or maybe didn't see the news and shot over there. Unfortunately, the water on that block there where Hop Squad is located near the stadium was shut off for whatever reason on Wednesday. So no bathrooms, no water, none of that.
Can't do it.
So yeah, watch party now, thanks to Mexico absolutely crushing the group stage there. Mexico and Ecuador, round of 32. That is this Tuesday, June 30th. So, right, we're going to run back that Panini sticker trading at 6:30 p.m. Kickoff of this match is at 8 p.m. And they have now upped that, right? It was first 50 attendees got a free drink last week. First 100 now here for the round of 32. So you up the stakes, you up the beers, and I think everybody involved can get on board with that. First 50 attendees also will receive a free Chico's ice cream popsicle. We mentioned the Panini sticker trading again. That gets underway at 6:30. And when you get there, again, just one more reminder to scan the QR code to check in when you arrive to qualify for the free promotions and raffle prizes, right? Those giveaways are coming from Hop Squad, from Los Verdes, now also from the Soccer Post, right? Another one of those soccer-specific stores here in the Austin soccer community, and Panini. I think we've got some Panini World Cup stickers that they're giving out as well. So again, Hop Squad, Tuesday night for Mexico and Ecuador, the round of 32 knockout match. And speaking of the round of 32 knockout match, right before we hit record here on our Sunday, stoppage time, second half stoppage time goal for Steven Eustachio and Canada to advance to the round of 16. So unless we flipped that off in the last minute, in South Africa had a miracle equalizer. Congrats to Canada on advancing to the round of 16. So hoping Mexico can do the same here on Tuesday night.
Yeah, absolutely. And United States as well this week. If we can get the whole continent up there playing, balling out in the knockout, we'll take that for sure. I can't believe the timing of that. That's really funny.
Yeah. Well, it works out, right? Just run it back here this week. Everybody's still involved, right? Los Verdes and our Copa. So shout out to both of those organizations for putting this on. And I guess we kind of got our Jayden Nelson check-in there with Canada advancing. Jayden, we saw all 5 of those substitutions be made. No Jayden Nelson. And then I, for a fleeting moment, I think said to you, well, maybe they get an extra sub and extra time and we see him come on. And I look at the bench, Kyle Larin, Ali Ahmed. Well, okay. I think, again, like we said last week, if Jayden wasn't getting into the 6-0 drubbing of Qatar, probably not going to see the field here in the World Cup. But congrats to him. And again, I imagine it's been, outside of not getting any PT yet, I imagine it's been a pretty rewarding experience so far for Jayden. I know, right? They played all of these matches up there on their home soil. Yeah. So into the round of 16, man, anything can happen when you're at this stage of a tournament.
Absolutely. Knockout, that just makes everything so much more interesting, and probably just a really breath of fresh air for Jayden from what he's been dealing with here in Texas and the tumultuousness surrounding this club and everything like that. So this is awesome for him. I know it's a good experience. I'd love to see him get in, but as we mentioned, probably not going to happen.
Well, speaking of tumultuous, training did get back underway week before last, right? We discussed the 2 players that were absent, at least at the beginning of this second preseason. We knew Danny Pereira had arrived back in Central Texas. And then, to some people's chagrin, maybe one of the people on the screen right now, Mirtu Azuni does pop back up in the club's Instagram post there from training. And the coach in me, don't care what sport you're in. Don't sit on the ball, motherfucker. Mirtu back stateside, so a member of Austin FC at this point. And we're recording this June 28th, but the next time we convene, we will be into July. So not only are we waiting for that summer transfer window to open on July 13th, it's not just looking at Mirtu and maybe potentially some other outbound guys that we could see on the move. It's those inbound guys and Shemi, right?
Yep.
Shemiswa Poheta, the guy we've been talking about for months here under the reported pre-contract signed with the Rodolfo Borrell regime here. July 1st, in the past, I'm not sure if there was some sort of change on that timeline in terms of the rules from the league, when those summer signings, who are on those pre-contracts, when they can get in with their new team in practice. In past seasons, with a Dessler or a Bukhari, a Nicky Boloko, right, whose name might come in handy here in a little bit, those guys practicing on July 1st of the seasons, the summers that they showed up. So we could see Shemi on Wednesday. I'm also thinking at this point, man, and I bring up those 3 names in particular because those are the 3 most recent pre-contract players we added in the summer. Those guys were announced well before July 1st. Buka was here this time 2 years ago because, right, he came in that it was a weird Tuesday or Thursday afternoon welcome party, but he was in practice. I think it was just individual drills at that point, but it was a July 1st hit the ground running here in Austin. Yeah. So to not have a Shemi contract announcement at all from the team it puts a little bit more doubt into my head that maybe with everything that has gone on with the club in the last 6 weeks to 2 months, that maybe something has transpired there where he doesn't show up. I'm still operating under I think he's coming. To me, that's a greater than 50% chance at this point, but got my eyes on it this week here, man. Because again, we get into July, things are going to start coming extremely fast. We play Querétaro on Friday. Yep. We're in it now, baby. We're back.
Yeah, we're definitely back. And you brought those other guys, and there is some precedent there, but obviously there's unprecedented stuff going on. Well, I guess not unprecedented for this club in regards to having a sporting director operating at the helm there, but that does put a little bit of a cloud on it for me. We're just is this are we going to get a little bit of a rug pull here? But the Bobby T move, I think, is really just what is highlighting that this is going to happen and he's going to eventually be here. So we'll see what happens. And like you said, once we get rolling here and running, it's going to come on fast. We're going to be playing games, going to be playing Seattle before we know it and everything like that. And just jumping back to the Mirtu stuff and just how this team is just a little bit in flux right now. We got the news, right? The hiring with Curtin, and then disappointment of him not finishing this or starting his tenure here in Austin to finish out this season and moving forward with Davey for the remainder of the year. And it's just like, I don't know if we're just kind of like sitting on our hands a little bit right now until we get who we want in the front office there and then move forward with that. But
where are you at with that? Because I was thinking, as I do, I was thinking about that making the bed this morning. I was like, what? It's been almost 6 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that at? Right? Like, I'm not freaking out that we don't have one yet. And because I think this process could carry on a lot longer than I certainly want it to as a fan. I still expect to have a sporting director installed once this summer transfer window opens up. But that's like, again, in my ideal world where we also have a deal in place to sell Mirtu Uzuni and Besart Sabovic and such. And like maybe bring in the other Polish guy who's confirmed to be coming to MLS. Like, we didn't get the right one. Robert Lewandowski to Chicago for those who haven't seen that yet. But yeah, man, where are you at with that? Or like, where's your concern level? I feel like mine might be a little bit higher than yours, or at least I'm a little bit more on edge about it.
I mean, the thing that I'm wondering about the most right now is like how they're actually treating the second half of this season. I think everyone's on the same page here where it's just like, this team's not winning MLS Cup. We're not winning Leagues Cup, right? So what are we playing for at this point in time? We still maintain and I think believe that this team should make the playoffs in a Western Conference that they're as good as the teams that we talked about all the time, the tier 4 and like the tier 1 with those 4 teams, then a bunch of teams after that. So like, I don't know how the front office is approaching this second half of the season. And that's what gives me a little pause where it's like, maybe they're really going to take their time with this and be like, we're going to hit this and nail this. And it's going to take a little time for us to do that. And like, we're not necessarily worried about these results in the second half of the season. I don't want to say not necessarily worried, but it might not be top priority. I think from the reaction you even saw from the club about all of the announcements and like, hey, Roto's gone, or, Nico's gone. Like, here's your gift, fan base. Now let us get this right. So I don't know if I'm concerned as much as I'm just like, I don't know how they're approaching this second half of the season. And like, that's definitely a little bit unfair to the players. You have a limited amount of time where you can get this stuff in and be able to compete. So I don't know. I'm not going to put it up to like a threat level orange, but I might go a nice, hue of yellow.
Okay. Nice. I get you. Yeah. And I think like I've certainly not threat level orange here, but like, I'm just very hesitant to have any sort of confidence in an interim front office because of what we've been through before. Like, and again, I know like if we can nail the sporting director hire here, no matter when it comes between now and 2027, then okay. But like, can I have my cake and eat it too? Like, can't we get a sporting director that's good to awesome? Like anywhere between there, I'll take. And not like, no matter if we have a new sporting director announced or not, I don't think we're going to, like you said, we're not sitting on our hands here. Like, we're going to try to utilize the transfer window to the best of our ability. I would just kind of, but again, like, are we going to maximize the opportunities in this transfer window to the best of our ability without the sporting director in place? Probably not. Yeah. And I also think it's again, I'm not so recklessly, probably don't need the drop here, but I'm speculating in my head that like, or this is the fantasy world I'm living in, that like Jim Curtin going to be involved in the sporting director search. So why can't Jim Curtin be involved in the interim sporting director duties while we do that search? If Jim Curtin has a significant hand in any and all of the moves that we make between now and the sporting director hire, that does ease my worries just a little bit. Because, right, like Josh Wolf, when he had his hand in the interim sporting director pile there, wasn't great. But like, just like I think Jim Curtin's a better coach, I think like interim sporting director, he could probably do a better job than Josh and Sean Rubio did. So again, there's just still some significant uncertainty for fans who pay attention to that side of the club, right?
Yeah, for
so
sure.
again, that's just another piece of things that we're still waiting on and anticipating in this kind of 3-week sprint to Seattle coming to town, I guess 3.5 weeks from now.
Crazy. And the language in, I think, the press release where they mentioned that like this opportunity for Curtin, kind of like, it seemed like it was a little more impromptu than I would have believed if it's like, okay, we got him. We got the sporting director first. Now we got Curtin. So I don't know how that timeline worked with them. And again, we know that they opened up the checkbook a bunch, over the past couple of seasons for front office positions, and looking at stuff like that. And it's like, how willing are you going to be to spend again to get a good, or like you said, good to excellent kind of sporting director here? And to your point about Mirtu, right? Like, that's even a hard sell for a good sporting director right now, right? Like, if you're trying to recoup value you paid for that dude, and I know that, he has one of the confirmed kind of, yes, there was a deal in place for this deal. We were going to get him out of here.
Yeah.
So like, I get that, but still, it seems like a hard sell. And like, I want to be able to have someone who's just like, we get it right. We take our time. We're there. Me and you, we're at all the home games. We're suffering through whatever is taking place on the field, and then go from there. But the uncertainty just, it makes the mind run, right? Like, you're making your bed, the fear, the doubt, all the stuff is kind of like creeping into your head because it's uncertain right now. So I still on the right path. You got you nailed the head coach job. We know that there's a core in place with this roster that you can build around. We have one big move that I think everyone's on board with getting rid of Mirtu, bringing in a new DP in that fits the play style a little bit better that we're going to have under Curtin, and then some fringe moves and like some blatantly obvious moves as well that I think is just like on the table. So we'll see how it goes. We're on the right path. 3.5 weeks is going to come very, very quick. So we'll see how it plays out, man.
Well, like, if there's literally just one thing that Rodolfo Borrell did at an exceptional level, it was finding deals for distressed assets. So like, you do have, that to live up to if you're, whoever the successor ends up being. But no, I mentioned the Querétaro friendly coming up here this Friday. I believe that one's at the Performance Center, right? Closed to the public, no time given. And like, because of the nature of these games here, these preseason type of friendlies, no need for a preview. But like, when you highlight what this team did in Liga MX last year, consistent at least, because in the Apertura, 12th of the 18 teams there, 20 points from their 17 matches in the first half, 11th in the Clausura, 20 points from their 17 matches in the second half. And like, on a points per game basis, dude, like, not too far off from what Austin has kind of shit out there on the field so far this season. Like, I think we're maybe a little bit below that already low points per game rate that they've got there, but certainly not bringing in any giants of the Mexican League here. So I think it's a nice little challenge. And, who knows how many of the studs, whether or not Querétaro has a bunch of studs or not, but right, they could bring a bunch of triple-digit number guys to this game too. So I imagine, like we get for most friendlies, the club will put out, lineups, subs, videos of any goals potentially scored. Hey, that'd be pretty cool. So keep our eyes out for that on Friday, but just wanted to, again, put that on listeners' radar that friendlies are here. We play Tampa, I think it is, middle of next week, then Charlotte's here, then open training, then it's Seattle, and that game counts. Whew. So you're coming fast and furious here, Ian. About 3 weeks away from getting two episodes a week fired up again too.
God damn it.
Maybe I should have waited till actual July to tell you.
I was like, I'm getting excited about going back to Q2, and then
Anything else for you on the state of the team right now?
No.
All right. Well, let's have a little bit of mid-episode nonsense today.
Oh boy.
Because look, and this is really, I think ultimately we can credit Moon Tower and their listener questions for this exercise, because a couple weeks ago they did a listener question segment, and one of the questions was, who's your Austin FC Mount Rushmore? And you and I don't think we were the first ones to bring up, like, it's easier to do a worst Mount Rushmore. But is it also easier to, instead of doing an Austin FC all-time best 11, where I think there's a lot of overlap if you sent out a survey to fans, asking for their all-time best 11, especially if you kept people like you have to stick to everybody's primary positions. There's probably 5 or 6 guys that end up on everybody's team, right? But just like with Mount Rushmore, what if you go the other way, E? What if we fire up the hater machine and we, because it's the North End, don't just name our worst 11. Let's draft 2 worst 11s. Let's see who can build the worst all-time Austin FC starting 11E. And so we have some very loose but firm guidelines here. Look, we can pick any player that has been on a first-team contract with Austin FC to this point or at any point in the club's history, but we cannot pick any short-term agreement players. So not that you would pick a Jorge Alastue, right? And Alonso Ramirez, right? Not that those guys would make it onto either of our teams, but we wanted to say just guys that have been on official first-team contracts, and that these are players that we are taking them at their level that they displayed when they played for Austin FC. So like, for example, if you pick Johan Romagna, right, you get the out of shape / stomach virus Johan Romagna, not killing it in Copa Libertadores Romagna.
Yeah.
Right. So just starting with that. And if you're watching on the YouTube, you can see this for the audio only listeners. Right now we have this set up in a 4-3-3, right? We can maybe be a little bit loose with our positionality on some of these picks. We'll adjust as we go on. Because like if you want to pick 3 true center backs, we can change it to a back 5 for you, but we'll see how it goes as we go through here. So I guess I'll ask you, do you want to go ahead and take the first pick in this draft, or will you cede it to me, sir?
I'm going to take the first pick
not a gentleman.
Just to make a point.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see where this is
Basart Savovich.
Okay. Well,
look, not number 1 on my board right now. He's not number 1 on my board. Okay, but like this is a statement pick. It fits the personality of my team, what we're looking for, and what we're trying to build moving forward here. So yes, I will give you 2 picks after. Are we doing snake style like that? Or are we going?
Yeah, I think we probably should, right?
Okay. Yeah, this isn't our first rodeo.
This is I'm gonna have a hot start here, though. I know who my number 1 is here. And if some of the listeners don't remember this guy ever having a first team contract, I don't blame you. I'm going to fill my forward spot, E, with Alfonso Ocampo Chavez.
Oh my God.
Alfonso Ocampo Chavez was indeed on a first team contract. I want to say for maybe 2 years. It was at least 1, right? He was a member of the MLS Next Pro Championship team in 2023. Dude, Alfonso wasn't even good for the Next Pro team. Like, he had a couple goals in there, but was like not consistently starting. Like, one of the worst moves from Claudio Reyna. And there were many of them. Yeah. But like picking up this kid, I want to say in the waiver draft, where like you have to sign him to a first team contract, is not great. So Alfonso Ocampo Chavez is my first pick.
Deep cut there.
Yeah, I feel good about that one.
That's a deep cut.
So I'm going to go my second pick here, and I do think the midfield is the toughest place to find, because like it's not like we've had, again, our midfield hasn't been the best part of Austin FC over the years, but it honestly hasn't been the absolute worst. But I am going to go ahead, not as strong of a point as yours, but a guy that we certainly had thoughts on at the time. Sofiane Jafal will be my second pick and will fill a midfield slot on my worst 11 team here, E. So I throw it back to you for your second and third picks here, with Basart Savovich already on the team.
I guess I have a question, right?
Okay.
Any game we've seen them in, even out of position, like I could technically go Alex Rink, center back. Alex Rink.
You could.
Okay.
Although I would think that would be like, if you put Savage and Alex Ring at almost any position, your team's going to be better than mine. in a bad sense.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, there's just no way I can't go Amro Tarek here.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a clear pick here.
There's absolutely no way I cannot go Amro Tarek with this selection here. And then I'm going to draft Jayden Stanley.
Oh, nice.
Only reason I remembered him is because I've just been going back through, old FOP mob matches here and trying to, you just like, who's that guy? And then it was like, who the fuck is Jayden Stanley?
Again, I think you are probably in the same boat as the majority of Austin FC fans when you bring up a guy like Jayden Stanley. Like, to be honest, we didn't see enough of Jayden Stanley for me to have any opinion on the guy.
I don't think I saw him at all.
Yeah, but you couldn't get on the field in 2021, so you get drafted today here in the North End. But I think that's a strong turn for you, dude. Because Jayden Stanley was high on my board in terms of defense.
Good. I thought so as well. I really don't. I think I was on the bike trip, like in all the games that he played.
Yeah.
And I don't think I saw him play once. But I mean, Amro Tarek, man, that is just a legendary pick there. To get him at the 4th selection, I'm super satisfied with that.
Yeah, I like it. So coming back here, my 3rd and 4th picks, I've got Alfonso Ocampo Chavez up top and Sofiane Jafal in the midfield. I'm going to go ahead and take this so you don't get to assemble the Avengers at center back here. Yes. Give me Kip Keller. So, yeah, man, like, not the worst player we've ever seen for our team, but in terms of the lore, I'm surprised the team didn't gift you some sort of back pass memorabilia for your whiteboard last week.
I got the jersey. What are you talking about?
Oh, you did? I forgot. Look, you took it down off your wall. I see the tax behind you still up there.
Yeah, I didn't want to, I don't want to flex on everyone with all my gear. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and just double up on my center backs here. Yeah, well, this is going to be Brandon Craig. So we're going to have, it's going to be a combined. And I guess we didn't put any.
He never played.
Okay, I have other guys who were under contract for the first team and never played that I'm gonna draft here.
He had all.
I'm gonna make a worse 11.
He had all kinds of potential.
Yeah, he did. But what did he do when he was here? Nothing.
You gotta get minutes.
He got loaned to USL the year after that. You know who got loaned to USL the year after? Tony Gomez.
Hey, come on, don't bring Tony.
I'm not hating. Well, we are. Brandon Craig, come on down.
Oh, I don't like that.
He would have saved 2024, E.
Yeah.
He would have saved it.
Yeah. I don't like that loophole.
Back to you.
All right. For my next 2 here, I'm going out of position players. That's why I asked for that clarification on Alex Ring there, but I'm not going Alex Ring back, at center back there.
Okay.
Going Nick Lima at center back.
Ooh.
Who did start in the Violette match next to Amro Tarek. So I have now formed that stack.
Oh shit, dude.
Vaunted stack there.
Yeah. Fuck. And if you didn't pick up Jayden Stanley, you could have tried to assemble the entire back line from the Violette match because those other 2 are still out there.
All right, and then I'm going out of position here as well. And you talked about that midfield being one of the more difficult spots to find some real stinkers.
Yeah,
but I'm going midfield Kalmanic. When we played him,
God, that's a good one.
Midfield Kalmanic, sneak that in there.
So you do. It's still alive. You could get the Violette back line just out of position.
No, it was Lundqvist. Lundqvist started that.
No, I know. I'm just saying you could you got Kalmanic here. You kept it alive. Yeah. I thought you might have taken him with your other fullback slot. You got midfield Kalmanic, which I think probably offsets any positives you're seeing with Besard Sabovic in the midfield, right? You take a current first team guy who's got starts in the last 3 months, but now midfield Kalmanic. That's sneaky, dude. I like it.
Hey, come on.
All right, so back to me here. I'm gonna beat you at goalkeeper, so I think I might have to go back to the midfield here.
What the hell does that mean?
I'm gonna beat you at goalkeeper, I'm telling you. Because I don't think you remember our worst goalkeeper that we've ever had.
Did he play?
I don't know, dude. I'm not telling you. Speaking of guys who didn't play, I'll go Ulysses Segura in the midfield, who I think is like somewhere in North or Central America in the second or third division league now. To his credit, when he came in, we thought he was going to play. He's just injured and ended up getting bought out. But I'll take Ulysses Segura in the midfield because Ulysses. YouTube viewers getting a treat here, Eve. We got Ulysses Segura in the midfield. And I have another pick here. I've got some fun midfielders too, so I guess I'll go up to the front line here, E. Yeah. I'm gonna go Jimmy Farcarlin on my right wing there. Jimmy time. Okay. What do you think about that? I don't feel great about it, but like he's down there in terms of first team winger depth chart.
Yeah, for sure. Again, guy didn't play.
He played something. Friendly.
Yeah. I gotta find this fucking keeper you're talking about.
You're not gonna do it. All right, so back to E here, I believe. Yeah, so you've got Kolmanic and Sabovic in the midfield. Aiden Stanley left back with a Tarek Nick Lima center back pairing. Pick 6 and 7 for you, sir.
All right, we're gonna round out that midfield here. We're gonna go Mane.
Kikuta, he was one of my sneaky forward picks there. So.
Oh, I could put him a forward.
You can, yeah.
I'd rather do that. I was gonna ask if I could get Will Bruin after a couple and put him up front.
Will Bruin after that was retired Bruin though. Although to be
fair, yeah, he only started drinking after he retired. All right, I'll go Kikuta Mane up front there.
Okay,
I like that.
Mane up top. And you've got another pick, so you need a right back, a keeper, one more midfielder, and some wingers on your worst 11 draft.
Can Ben Sweat get on the right side there, or is he strictly left? Did he have any time?
He was left, I think only left.
Yeah, I think so too. That sucks.
Let it be known on my list. We both need right backs, and I only have 2 on the list.
Shit.
One of them. Well, I mean, there's more than that, but I only have 2 that I thought were like acceptable for this draft.
Yeah,
one of them is a multi-position guy.
Okay. Oh.
No,
yeah, give me Djordjevic at right back.
Oh, God damn it. That wasn't even one of my guys, but that's a great poll.
Okay.
Mateo Djordjevic at right back. God, that's a good one. You're killing it with the out of position guys, dude. All right. Okay, so back to me. I've got Alfonso Ocampo Chavez up top with Jimmy Time out on the right wing. Midfielders Sofiane Jafal, Ulysses Segura, and a center back pairing of Kip Keller and Brandon Craig. All right, I will go out of position here to one of those right backs, even though I don't, I could wait on this now that you've got yours, but we'll just double up on right backs out of position here. Give me Manny Perez, who does play right back for Louisville, but when he was here, was really all over the place. He could have gone up top for you as a forward here, but I'm going to grab Manny Perez and put him at right back here. And just I got the youthful fucking team here. Yeah. I've just got third and fourth stringers. You're grabbing you got 3 guys that are on the team still.
Oh shit.
Oh, so Manny Perez onto the team. You've got a left back, so I can wait on that. Oh man. I think I need to go left wing here. Because there's not a lot. Although you could probably get a lot. I could go left wing Kolmanic. We could both have a Kolmanich on there, right? If we're playing, this is like 6 rings.
Yeah.
2024 against Chicago left wing Kolmanich.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, no. Okay. I'm going to reach down deep into the bag here, E. Manchita!
Oh, my God.
Washington Carrozzo. Left wing.
Oh, man. We were so excited about him, too.
I know. And then the first thing he does is like scissor kick assist.
Yeah.
That was definitely supposed to be a shot.
Yeah.
Like just biffed it. Manchita on the team. Back to you.
All right.
You need a midfielder, both wingers, and a goalkeeper.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do here is because, you can't just have a bad team, right?
Right. This is the worst team.
You got to really tank the vibes, too.
Yeah.
Shit. You got to really bring
Okay.
the vibes down. You got to make this team hated.
Okay.
And no, I'm not drafting Dominguez.
Okay, I thought you were going there.
No, there's plenty of
way
hate,
too good.
plenty of hate to go around. Yeah, no, he would score 30 goals in this game. Yeah, we're gonna just crash the vibes for this club. We're gonna take Rigoni for a wing spot. We're gonna take Rigoni. We're gonna slot him in there.
That was my sneaky midfielder, dude.
And then we're gonna tank it even more. We're gonna take Rodney Redis. Pair him up.
So you got, which I guess it doesn't really matter. Those guys didn't have a strong or a weak side.
Yeah, they had two weak sides.
Let me just point out that you have 2 former U22s and a DP on your team.
And 3 guys on the current roster.
Oh my God. I'm the best drafter of all time. All right, so 3 picks left for me, 2 for you.
Yeah.
I just added right back Manny Perez and left wing Washington Carrozzo. I'm going to just in case, because I see you're dual screening over there. You're trying to spoil my goalkeeper pick, so I'm just going to go ahead and snap up the cousin of the national team's captain, Will Pulisic, goalkeeper. Austin FC 2021.
Damn.
Duke Blue Devils.
Damn.
Will Pulisic get on the team.
Nice.
And then we both have a midfield slot open. I have a couple choices here. But if you recall back, E, to the loosely defined parameters of this exercise, is that it's the player's talent level when they were with Austin FC and not the world-class maybe going to Europe because he's contributing at the World Cup right now for the United States. Give me Sebastian Berhalter in my midfield.
Okay. He wasn't awful.
He said he didn't think he was a soccer player. He was not good.
All right, that's a pretty damning quote.
I think it might have been MLS player, but you get what I'm like. He thought he was the worst player on the team.
Oh shit!
And guess what, Seba? You were wrong.
Yeah. No, you really wrong.
Yeah, we'll take you back.
Hey, come on.
Well, we can also put you on the best 11 for Austin FC if you come back.
That's true. We can definitely sneak you in there.
All right, back to E. You need a keeper and a midfielder.
All right, we're gonna play Hector Jimenez in the midfield.
Oh yeah. So you do
look at that midfield. Samovich, Komanich, Hector Jimenez.
Jimenez, Kevin Morris. Goalkeeper, E. Limited pool here.
I know.
Especially after I got the best one.
Yeah. First it was like, I was like, all right, we have to wait on goalkeeper because maybe I'll take number 41 Stuver.
Come on.
Back in the day when he was 41.
Yeah, but he's still nowhere close to being drafted here. He definitely had the most when playing it out of the back goes wrong in that first season.
Those first couple of years. Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah.
Added years to your life, that's for sure. Yeah, we're just going to go Matt Bersano. Get him in there.
All right. Let it be known, my second pick would have been Stephen Cleveland, because if you lose to Dynados,
Yep. Well, if you can't beat out the guy who lost to Dynados, you might be worse.
Okay. Fair. Countered. All right. I need a left back. God damn.
Is Washington Caruso still playing anywhere?
That's a good question. Why don't you look it up while I make this last pick, which, like, I really thought I was going to get Aiden Stanley at left back. So you're screwing me up here. But I will take the last remaining piece of the Violette Infinity Gauntlet, and I will take Adam Lundqvist
There you go.
as my left back here, E. So looking at your team, goalkeeper Matt Bersano, a back line of Aiden Stanley, Amro Tarek, Nick Lima, Mateja Djordjevic, midfield, Besard Sabovic, Jean Kolmanich, Hector Jimenez, midfield additions, does qualify, and a front line of Rodney Redis, Emiliano Rigoni, and Kakuta Mane. How do you feel about your all-time worst 11 draft?
I feel really good about this. I feel really, really good about this. This is a bad team, and this team would hate. This team would hate each other. Your team might actually like each other. You got the young guys.
Might be a little spunky.
Little chemistry bonus points there. But I feel like this team would absolutely fucking hate one another. And that'd be great for us to lose every single game we could. How about you? How you feel about it? That's good.
Well, dude, I will
Ocampo
say
Chavez is crazy, Paul.
my lineup here: goalkeeper Will Pulisic, backline of Adam Lundqvist, Kip Keller, Brandon Craig, Manny Perez at right back, midfield of Sofian Jafal, Ulysses Segura, and 2021 Sebastian Berhalter, front line of Jimmy Farkerlin, Washington Caruso, and Alfonso Ocampo Chavez. I will say we both have center backs that will put it in their own net.
Yep.
That's, we both got that going for us. Those probably cancel out. I'm biased. I do think my team is worse overall from just a pure talent standpoint. But I do think you succeeded in building the team, like you said, that would hate each other more. So, like, if these teams scrimmaged, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that your team, with 3 current first-team players and 2 U22s and a former DP, I don't think it's guaranteed that your team wins. I think you have totally tanked. You have a -6 lineup bonus here on your 11 rings.
Oh, God.
And all I know is I had a lot of fun doing this, because it's always fun to remember some guys. And will you indulge me naming some other guys that I had on my list here, my draft board?
Oh, absolutely. I got pretty much all the guys I had.
Give me some of yours.
I think most of my guys. I wanted the Ben Sweat. I was gonna go Jared Stroud for interclub subterfuge. Really,
yeah. I thought Stroud would have gotten picked on one of the wings.
I had Jafal on there, Charlie Asensio.
Oh yeah, on my list as well.
But they had Lundqvist, Komanich mid, Aiden Stanley pull, which I only got because I looked at the one random ass box score there. Let me hear yours.
Let's see. Goalkeeper, and I had to go Pulisic over Brady Scott, because Brady Scott, I believe, is still in MLS as a backup or a third string keeper. Has been bounced between Next Pro and MLS, potentially USL too, since his time here. Tarbell was also, I think that rounds out our goalkeeper pool outside of, Damian Loss. Other backline guys, a nice pull with Charlie Asensio. I had Riley Thomas down as a right back option. If you had somehow taken, the other guys there, like you put Manny Perez up top or something like that. So that was just kind of filler on my board. I was trying to avoid drafting Riley, and I did. Yep. Midfielders here, couple names. Memo Rodriguez was on my list here. Okay. As a midfielder. The Punisher made my list in the midfield. Didn't, down on the list there, but certainly qualifies. I also had the Rigoni. I wanted to take Rigoni in my midfield just because I think it's appropriate. Nicky Belloco was on my list. Never played, but was on a first team contract for a month officially. So he was also on my list. Up top, I had the Manny Perez up there potentially as a forward. Aaron Schoenfeld was on my list there. That was a forward in 2021, similar in the Aiden Stanley mold, I believe. And I also had Stroud and Redis. You took Redis, and Stroud was undrafted. And look, Stroud undrafted because we're not going to give you the satisfaction, man.
Yeah, get out of here.
You're just out of here. You're dust in the wind.
Yeah, go get on a St. Louis podcast and be on that worst 11. You bum.
Oh shit, man. Well, I had fun with that. Shout out to anybody still listening after.
Yeah, that was entirely too much fun, actually.
Shit. Anything else for you on any of that?
No, let's put that to bed forever.
Come on down to Farmer Field where the champions play. Get ready for the game. It's last business day.
Last business day here on episode 315. And just one more thing. We were talking about Jimmy when I drafted him there. Jimmy did play six MLS minutes for the first team. So I just had to make sure there because I thought he did get in at the end of one of those games. But now focusing on our team here, the second team, Austin FC,
our boys,
taking on Sporting KC2 last Sunday, right? Just a couple hours after we recorded the previous episode. And there was significant rotation in this one, as we pull up the lineup here to review for the YouTube viewers. I think it was the same back line as the previous match with Dren De Bruyne at left back, right? Been alternating halves there with Pat Kayeli, Jules Berry, and Evan Watt. Evan Watt with the armband in this one because Jorge Alistue was on the bench. Daniel Chesla still out there at right back in place of Riley Thomas. Mentioned the rotation. Here it comes. Marcel Ruzel, Kenny Hott, and Mo Badawia in the midfield. Eric Feliciano out on the left. Ibrahim Asal up top. Diego Abarca on the right wing, And you look at the bench, man. No Irvin, no Riley, no Micah. And I do think, after thinking about it for more than half a second, I think those guys probably got the day off. Two reasons. Number one, SKC, bad team. Should be able to beat them with all the depth that this second team has here in Austin. Number two, all those guys are in training with the first team now. It's like if you're going preseason training, weights after, all that stuff, like I could totally see those guys just getting the week off. And maybe we don't see them here tonight on the road against St. Louis. But you did have on the bench Kayeli, Barrow, Jorge. Adrian Gonzalez makes his return to the bench here, coming back from injury. Charlie there is the backup keeper. Vlad Danchutu, Stefan Dobrhevich. Second game in a row, Artem Dashkovets gets on the bench. And active for the first time in a year and a half, Pat Grishevsky available on the bench. So getting into this one, pretty slow start. Sporting they had most of the ball. On the night, if you look at the stats, but in the first half, like they were more than happy to kind of try to play keep away from FCito. But in the 22nd minute, Dren De Bruyne comes up here, like right up the gut over midfield, intercepts a pass just inside the Sporting half, and De Bruyne plays it on to Badawia, who ushers it out wide right to Abarca, and Mo underlaps him. So Diego pushes the ball through that lane created by Mo's run and across the top of the box before uncorking a left-footed strike, dude. He's got a defender on his hip this entire way, takes the shot, crack, finds the top left corner, opening goal. One of the goals of the year for Austin FC, certainly from an individual play standpoint, but I also just wanted to highlight again, set up by the hard work and the attention to detail of his teammates in this moment, capitalizing on the opportunity, and a hell of a shot. 1-0 for the second team there, 22 minutes in.
What a game for Abarca here. He was fantastic all night long. And like you said, with this lineup, and to the point about SKC being a little bit more in control, we haven't seen these guys together they have not played together, and you brought up the depth that this team has, and this just really puts it on display with what this Austin FC2 team is working with right now.
Yeah. And again, a quiet half overall, but we get into stoppage time, and it's Diego Abarca again here. He gets some space down the right. He's in the final third there, and he got space to take his defender on one-on-one here. And, dude, hits this Sporting player out there on the left back. Just, I mean, sick hezzy here.
Yeah.
The hesitation move not only opens up space, getting that defender to bite, but the frustration foul that comes after it inside the penalty area here to earn the kick from the spot, and they allow Diego to step up and take it. He buries it past Jack Courtcamp in net. Courtcamp guessed right, got a touch to it with his mitt, but a lot of power on this shot. Diego, none of those choppy steps or anything like that, just blast it into the net. Brace for Diego, up to 4 goals on the season now for Abarca, and another 2-0 lead for Austin FC2. Headed into the break here up 2-0. And you feel like you're going to coast into the finish line here.
Yeah, absolutely. Have yourself a night, young man, in Abarca there. I love that they let him take the PK as well, going up there with confidence and just blasting it past the SKC keeper. Well done.
Into the second half here, it's Sporting made a trio of changes. I want to say one at the half, another like 10 minutes in, and then another here in the 67th minute. Austin also in this moment brings on Pat Cayelli and Jacobaro in for Diego Abarca and Kenny Hott. So that actually put Pat Cayelli out on the right wing for about 20 minutes. First time we've seen him and Dren de Bruyne on the pitch together, I believe. And Cayelli showing a little bit of his versatility going up there, right? Didn't have a ton to do going forward, but able to show his multi-positionality, figuring things out on the fly, and you expect nothing less from an Ivy League guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And just another guy that you can just potentially get into the fold here and continue to add to the depth of this club.
5 minutes later, it's Sporting 2, earning a corner in this moment. They whip that ball into the mixer. It's headed away by Austin, but only as far as Shane Donovan at the top of the box for Kansas City. And Donovan takes just one quick touch to settle it, and then boots a right-footed attempt that squeaks just past Eric Lauta to pull one back. Looked like that kind of caught Lauta by surprise. There was hardly any windup in this shot and got a lot of power on it for how it looked from the broadcast angle. But after the goal, you get Jorge Alistue coming on for Mo Badawiya. Sporting also made their final 2 subs, but now you're awakened here by that goal. 2-1, trying to defend not only the unbeaten streak, but the winning streak. And Jorge, with the aggressiveness in trying to achieve that goal, picks up a yellow card in the 80th minute for going through the back of a Sporting player on an aerial challenge here. 6 minutes later, in the 86th, the Austin FC 2 debut of Artem Dashkovets. Just about, I think, 1 day over 3 months to the day. He was signed on April 20th. This was June 21st. He makes his debut here. He comes on for Eric Feliciano. And then, at the same time, the long-awaited return of Patrick Gershevsky to professional soccer. Almost a year and a half since he last appeared for the second team. He comes in for Dren de Bruyne, which pushes Patrick Cayelli back to left back. Dashkovets in for Feliciano. We've now got a 5 back there to see this one out and close it out. They did, not before a second minute of stoppage time yellow card given to Marcel Rouzel. Dude, this was a dangerous challenge, at least from the lack of clear replays we get at the next pro level. Like, I thought in the moment he was a little lucky to not see red on this challenge, but a yellow card to Roussel. Austin FC2 does see this one out. It was a 2-1 final there. You see, again, like I said, not an overly dominant match offensively for Austin FC2. Only 9 shots to Sporting's 8, and out-touched in the opposition box by Sporting 17-15. But you get your 8th win in a row, 13 games unbeaten. And as we can move to just quick preview of the road match that kicks off here in a little over 2 hours, so you're going to be a real sicko if you get in this tiny preview before that one kicks off. Austin FC2 now up to 7 players with double-digit goals on the season. We mentioned Diego Abarca now on 4. And I think the Abarca performance, kind of like you were hinting at when we were going through that recap, it just highlights the depth that this team does have. And it's performances like this on a day where you rotate some of your best players out of the lineup and you're missing some of your other highly talented players in Riley Thomas and Adrian Gonzalez due to injury or what have you. And you still get an individual performance that puts you out in front and you're able to hold on for 3 points. Like, it's games like that. It's performances like that championship seasons are made of. And I know we'll talk about St. Louis City here in a moment, but you look at the table, Austin FC got a game in hand now on Dynados, but 34 points. They're in outright first here. And if you just flip over to Next Pro table as a whole, 34 points is tops in the league. So again, like 13 unbeaten, we probably shouldn't be surprised that it's that way, but it's crazy to see how this team has just built and built and built throughout the first half of this Next Pro year. And like, again, like we're always going to say that we're excited to watch our favorite teams play, but like it couldn't be more true than for watching the second team play now. Like you don't want to watch the level, okay, whatever. But like if you're tuning into Next Pro Soccer right now, Austin FC 2 is one of your best bets for an entertaining match.
Yeah, absolutely. There's tons of guys all over this roster that are super talented. And like Abarca is not in the choice 11 if we're rolling out our top team. He's just not. And like that's not a dig at him. That is just to highlight how many dudes are on this team. And like this team's young too. Not as young as this SKC team. Holy shit.
Yeah.
They got a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, an 18-year-old, 19-year-old they started in this game. So I can see why you feel pretty good about rotating versus this club. Not to take anything away from Austin, but it is awesome to see them at the top of the table because, as you mentioned, 13-game unbeaten streak. But this is the first time we've been at the top of the table where it's like we are by ourselves here right now, which is like it's been so long. And like finally to see it, it looks awesome. This team is exciting. It's fun. There's some good players on this team. I mean, even with our starting line, we start Badawia and Feliciano there, man. And like, Feliciano doesn't score in this game, but 3 chances created, has a couple defensive actions as well. So like this team is really fun. And like, this has been something nice in between what we've had with the start of this Austin FC season and to where we're at right now with this World Cup break to be able to enjoy some 512 boys handling business.
When you mentioned Mo Badawia, man, he started like kind of in Jorge's spot there, like playing underneath Saul instead of out on the right wing where he typically resides. So like, again, like another point to highlight the depth, the flexibility, the confidence that these guys are playing with. And you're going to need that going in to St. Louis here tonight because their second team perennially in the top third of the Western Conference table here. And that is true again, as we sit going into tonight's match. All-time head-to-head between these two. 3 wins, 1 draw, 5 losses for Austin FC 2. Austin did win 4-1 back on May 17th at Palmer Field, but FCito has not won on the road against St. Louis 2 in the last 3 tries. Our only road win in this head-to-head series was back in June of 23, right? A 1-0 victory in that championship season. St. Louis 2 right now, 5th in the West on 29 points, 28 goals for and 23 against. Some players to watch here. 42, Palmer Alt, 22-year-old midfielder. You see some of these ages here. This is another reason why this team is hovering around the top or near the top of the table. 22-year-old midfielder is Alt. 8 goals, 5 assists in 15 appearances. Number 48, Riley Lynch, 23-year-old forward, 3 goals, 6 assists in his 15 appearances. And on that back line, number 16, Jamon Barclay, 23-year-old Jamaican defender, 3 goals, 2 assists in his 13 appearances, but that's coming in only 7 starts here. So some names to watch as you tune in to Austin FC 2 on the road here tonight. Do we expect Irvin and Micah back in? Maybe. But again, if they're training with the first team every day and this team is rolling like that, leave them be. Go get the reps with the first team. And like,
agreed.
Maybe the same thing is going on with Riley Thomas right now too, because we've seen him in training photos with the first team as well. And it's unreal depth right now at this level because you can take those guys out. Now we inject Grishevsky, who was a draft pick, Dashkovets, who we brought over from Europe. Like, I feel fine rolling out just about anybody in this lineup here tonight. and I'll knock on wood, I guess, because I hope I'm not eating my words and jinxing the winning streak here. But I don't know, man. They're just firing on all cylinders, and you can't say enough good things about them right now.
Absolutely. And this is going to be, like you said, this is a good team here. This is a tough place to play at the next pro level. So this is going to be a real test for this club. But I am all for Irvin and Micah in particular, getting up, being with the first team, having that experience. Can you guys take that next step, the eventual step that we want to see, and get into the program up there? And then just to touch quickly on St. Louis City too, Joyner, if he plays, I'm not sure. He's very exciting. I like him as a player. He's a good young prospect, and if he's
probably more likely to see some of those guys at their place, right? I think that's a good shout by you.
So he's tough. I've liked this game for a little while here. So this is gonna be a tough game.
Yeah. And if McSorley's out there, I want to see his ass on the ground at least once. Unless you got anything else to add. Is Austin FC 2 continuing the winning streak in St. Louis tonight? What's your score prediction?
I'm going to go 1-1 PK win.
Okay. So unbeaten streak continues. Winning streak comes to an end in St. Louis. I think we would take that, right? 2 points against another team that's competing with you at the top of the table on the road, a place that's tough to play, right? You're going to play in Energizer Park tonight. So I'm going to like my prediction better, though, dude. I think we keep it rolling. Give me a 2-1 for Austin FC 2 here on the road. Certainly would love to reserve the right to change my prediction if they roll out some of their first team, type of guys that we've seen them do in the past here. But I got a 2-1. You keep the winning streak alive. Going for 9 on the bounce here tonight. 1-1 draw for E. With the PK shootout win and the extra point coming home. So we don't care how you get it done, boys. Let's keep the winning streak alive. Bring us back 3 points. And E, we will bookend the nonsense here with a check-in on our Draft Challenge World Cup scoreboard here. Shout out to Alex once again for the scoreboard technology. E, we are into the knockout rounds. And I got to be careful. I don't want to scroll down too far here on this scoreboard. We don't need to do any of that. Canada, with their second half stoppage time goal right before we hit record, did get points for Ariaga 2, Derek, Birdman, Dave, S, Josh D, Derek, P, Mike, Jesse, and ZG. Oh, maybe we'll do a little scrolling here, E.
A little.
But right now, Schnorb Jones up top, out in front, 51 points. Ariaga 2 just a point behind, picking up the 3 from that Canadian win. I see you tied for 10th there alongside the Birdman, Kyle, and the Ribbinator. A point behind Brian there, who's got it. Brian's had a fresh mouth since we started. So I don't think I'm going to be topping him here. So I'm the rare case where I'm cheering on E to shut up our friend Brian. And just for transparency's sake, we will scroll down. ZG 32nd out of 36 teams right now with 38 points. So E and I also, you can see the flags there for the teams that have been eliminated, faded. I also lost 2 teams coming out of the group stage. Czechia and fucking Uruguay, man. My 4th round pick going out. Yeah, killed me.
Turkey and Uruguay were the 2 like stinkers that if you have them, I just feel like it's going to be impossible because they were both, like you said, top 4, top 5 selections. I mean, Turkey was ranked, I think, top 15 the entire time.
Yeah,
we were, paying more attention to this. I like where I'm sitting at. I don't have any matchups in the knockout round where I have 2 teams playing. So I got
round of
that.
32.
Yep. So I got that going for me there. I love my Côte d'Ivoire. I love them. Belgium getting right there at the end. We'll take that. It's still a little disappointing. I just don't think that I have a team that can win it all because I just think that France and Argentina are so much better than Spain and England and these other top clubs that went. And like, shout out Mexico. They've been awesome. I don't think they're on a level with a France. We'll see what that Spanish team can do. I watched the Argentinian games. I watched the French games, and it's just like, holy shit, these dudes just play a different tier of soccer. They're just better. So I don't know if I have a team that can actually win it, but I am pretty well set up here, so I'm feeling good about it.
I was just, as we were talking here, scrolling through, looking for any France-Argentina teams that were potentially in the field. I don't think we have any, but I'm right there with you where it feels like those are the two favorites after the group stage, just like taking into account the eye test of these teams through 3 games.
And it's just like, why are we surprised, I guess? Like, 'cause these are the teams that matched up, last year, right? This was last Cup
4 years ago,
was these two, and watching Messi do his thing, man, good Lord.
Yeah, fuck.
It's just like, God, to have this dude in our league is awesome. Speaking of the league, dudes need to get out of the fucking lead. Petar Musa, somebody buy this man. Come get this dude, please. For the love of God, get this guy out of fucking Dallas. He's not an MLS player. All right. He is too good to be in the MLS right now. He's too fucking good. Please, someone come get this man and take him away. I don't care where.
Yeah. I'm tired of the two-pronged terrorizing of Petar Musa with killing my favorite team, and I don't have him on my best ball team, so I get none of the goodness of Petar Musa. I didn't even have Croatia.
Yeah, shit.
Could have got some love there.
I got a little.
Oh, shit. Anything else for you, man, before we shut it down?
No, that was a silly one. That was a fun one.
Yeah. A little bit more silliness coming at you next week as well. It's going to be our postponed listener questions episode from about 3 weeks back. But of course, if there's any breaking Austin FC news, we will break in to that episode, to those listener questions, and cover everything that happens in the Austin FC universe between now and then. Anything else for you before we shut it down?
No, sir.
All right, everybody. We appreciate you tuning in, sticking with us here in episode 315 of the North End Podcast. We are back next Sunday with another episode. Enjoy your week. We will do the same. Let's go USA. Wednesday night, baby. We're in there, trying to get through to the round of 16. So enjoy your week, everybody. We'll do the same. We'll see you back here next Sunday for another episode. Till then, he's E and I'm Zach. Vamos Austin FC, everybody. Goodbye.